Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to this Linux admin crash course. I am your host Zubair. Now, whether you are a complete new to Linux or looking to sharpen your skills, this video is designed to cover the essentials you need to become a Linux system administrator. In the next few minutes, we are going to break down the core concepts, commands, and tools you will need to manage and maintain Linux systems like a pro. Let's jump in right away. So, what exactly is a Linux? Linux is basically an open source operating system that's widely used in servers, cloud environments, development, and on even desktop. As you can see, I have the Ubuntu desktop installed, desktop version installed on my virtual machine. Now, major tech companies like Google, Amazon, and Facebook rely on Linux for their infrastructure. There are various distributions, or most of them called as distros, like you have Ubuntu, and then you have CentOS, you have Debian, and then you have Fedora. They all have the same core but come with different package managers like default tools or default applications you can see, and configuration. For most Linux admin roles, you will likely work with server distros like Ubuntu Server, CentOS, or Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So on the server side, Linux basically has more hold than your the Windows machine, right? I mean, the Windows would be more on the user end side, but mostly, I mean, maximum you will find the Linux servers on the back end. Now let's talk about the basic Linux commands that every admin must know. Now let's start with the essential Linux commands that every admin must know, right? So the first thing is you come here. The first command that I want to show you is pwd. Basically, you want to know which present directory you're working in. The pwd stands for present working directory. You type pwd and hit enter. It will show you that you are in home and Ubuntu. Now, if you do a cd, it will take you one folder back. If you see cd, or you can say home, right? If you want to go back one and then you do pwd, you go in the home. Now if you want to move back to that desktop, then you can do a desktop, and make sure you can hit the tab key for the context sensitive help. Now if you don't have anything there, it will obviously not give you an option, but if you just type in Ubuntu, you will see you have these options, right? In after Ubuntu, I mean, that's the username basically, not Ubuntu, right? So that's what I have kept, so that it should be different. You can have your own host name or username here, but from here you can go to the desktop, or you can go to downloads, whatever you want. It's just like a Windows. You have all these folders, right, inside the user. So you can move back to this, and when you check the pwd, you're back here. Now one more command is clear. Now you want to clear your screen, just hit clear and it will clear it, clear the screen for you. Okay, now this was to see where you are in the file system, right? Print working directory or present working directory, you can say. Now to list the content of a directory, you can use something called ls, which stands for list. Now when you do list, it will show all the directories, all the files inside it, right? So let's say I can just do ls, and then I can say the test or something like this. That means ls, what is inside the test folder, right? There's nothing. Or you can do a test for cd to the test folder. Should be like this, or just the test. It doesn't go like this. So if I do a test, yeah, it will go to the test now directly. It's still here. I think there is no test, or maybe you can go to videos, or like this, cd videos. So you can go like this to videos and do an ls inside the videos. I don't see anything there. Now you can go to, let's say, back to the folder. You can have a back dot dot. I think back cd only. If you do, if you go here, yeah, only cd is what takes you uh, to the previous directory. One directory up. Okay, now for the ls, you can also have argument, that is my -l, which will give you more details, so about the uh, folder or the file inside it, right? So there is one more command that you can see is touch. If you want to create a file, you can say touch, let's say my file, okay, or you can say my file.txt. Okay, now this is one more command. Now when I do ls, I will see this my file and my file.txt. Now if I do ls -l will, which will give you more details about it, you can see that this is these words, right? This is like d is not present here, that means this is not a directory, this is a file, and these are the permissions, read write permissions, like that. So you found out touch and you found out this. Now on the other hand, you already know about the cd, like change directory. Okay, you can change directory to whatever directory you want here. So say inside ubuntu you have all these blue directories, right? You can move to any one of these. Okay, let's say I move to the same, or let's say I go to videos. Okay, then I create a file here which is videos.txt. Okay, now in case I want to copy these files from one directory to another directory. As you know, now inside videos I have the videos txt, and inside the ubuntu directory I have my file text. Now I want to move or copy. Let's say first of all I'll move the file or copy the file. Let's say you have to use cp, then you have the directory, or you can just say videos videos.txt, and take it to where you give the directory. I'll take it here only till ubuntu. Okay, copy and then paste, and then you specify the uh, again the videos.txt, like this. So it, now you should have two files of videos.txt. One is inside videos, one is inside ubuntu. So if I do ls, I should find this thing, but if I do a cd, just the cd, and I do a pwd, I'm inside the ubuntu, and if I do ls here, I should see videos.txt, right? So this is what I copied from this the videos directory to the ubuntu directory. Okay, so this is the copy cp command. Now you have to move the file. So I'll move my file, which is the in my this ubuntu directory I have my file.txt. Okay, I'm going to move this to the videos. Okay, so that I will have only one copy of it, which would be inside the videos folder, right? So I'll say after this I need videos, and then let's see, if I don't mention the name of the file, what will happen? It takes it, that means it will move the same file with the same name to this folder. Now if I do a cd, first of all let's see if I have the same file still in my ubuntu directory. It should not be there, right? So you see I don't have the my file now here. It was earlier there, now I don't have it. Now I will go to the cd home and videos, and I should have it there, or I can just directly do ls from here. That is, will also work. ls, then you just mention the directory like this. Okay, you just say copy and you say paste and hit. So it will give you the ls listing of this videos directory. Now you can see that my file is here. Okay, that's how you do the copy and the move. Now if you say, for example, I have ls and I see all these files and folders, right? When you do ls -l, it will give you the details, and you can see that these are directories. Now let's say you have to create a directory. For that you can use mkdir, which is make directory, and you can say now I will make a directory which says my file. Okay, my file. So I now have one more directory which says my file. If I go here, I should see one more directory which is my file. Okay, now let's move all my files, okay, into the my file folder. I have the my file type, and the test, I'll move this to my file folder. So how do I do it? I'll use the move mv command, move my file to this home ubuntu, and then my file, right? So I'll move it here, and also I'll move the test here. So I'll go here and say test. Great. Now when I do ls this time, or ls uh, hyphen l, now I should not see the my file and the test file inside the Ubuntu. It should be inside basically where, when I do home Ubuntu, and then I should have the my file, right? So I'll go here. Now if I do an ls hyphen l here, I should have these two files here. So yeah, so now you see these two files, right? I mean, you know now how to copy, how to move, and how to make a directory. Now let's say you want to delete something, which, I mean, obviously you want, if you create something by mistake, maybe you created and now you want to delete it. For that you have the rm command. Okay, so let's say now I have two files here, right? I want to delete one of them, which is the my file. I'll say rm and then that my file. Okay, this is, I mean, you need to be cautious because this rm will permanently delete files without asking you second time there, right? And when I do ls, it's gone, right? So this is the rm command. Like, this is how you manage the files, okay, with the make directory, move, copy, and then rm. Now next thing would be, once you create a file, you need to view and edit those files, right? So that's that comes next, and the first command here would be the cat command. Cat, okay, you can view files, file contents with the cat command. So you can say cat my file, which we don't have, obviously, cat test. Okay, apple banana orange, there you find the apple banana orange. Or even, now let's say you have lots of content in there, right? I mean, uh, let's try. Okay, I'll just see and copy something. uh, let's say I'll write something here. So first of all, how to basically edit the file, right? You did a touch that will create the file. Then now you have couple of editors. Okay, one is the vi and second is the nano. So you can use either nano or vi. I mean, nano is simple enough, and most of the Ubuntu users, or beginners mostly, will use nano and are comfortable with nano. Now you can use either nano and vi. I also use both of them, but I find nano easy, so I also use nano. I'll show you both. So you say nano and the test. So you create the you go here and you can now see the content of the file. You can just head back and say, now this time, like you have pears, right? You have mm, what watermelon, right? You have muskmelon, all those things you can edit here. Now in order to save it, you have to basically, if you see here, it says write out, means this is control plus o. So you hit control plus o and it says file name to write test. If you want to change here, you can change it. For example, I'll say txt. This is txt file and it says yes, you have to save. Now after this, if you want to exit, which is control x, so exit out. And if you see here, now you have two files, the test and the test.txt. Now in the test you will have only these three things. Now in the test.txt you will have the additional things that we added in the file. How do you see that? With the cat command, right? So if you see cat test, you have these three. Now you see cat.txt, you have all these. So this is how you basically view, or how do you edit. Now I will show you another one, which is a less command. Now for example, if you have lots and lots of pages, then cat will not work. I mean, cat will work obviously, but it will take you to the last end of the line or end of the page basically. Now in the less, what will happen is it will move page by page or line by line. So you type less and then you say test.txt. Now here we don't have pages and pages, so it will obviously show directly like this. But if you see, if you hit enter, it will move one line, and if you hit a space, it will move the whole page. Okay, so this is how it is. Now I control, see, now if you are stuck like this, you just hit on colon, sorry, colon, and then quit. Okay, so this is the part in the vi. Now this is the another editor, which is vi. Now you can say there's a file basically, etc hosts should be there. Yeah, so you can see all these things are there. Now you can obviously edit this host file, but I don't want to. Now in case you have to escape, you have to type colon and q. If you write w, that means you are writing it. Okay, q means only quit. So I'll just quit. I'll not save any changes. So vi is another editor where you can um, edit your files vi, and then you go and you hit on the insert first. Okay, so right like this, if I try to type, I cannot basically edit or something, right? You can see I did wrote it, but I cannot delete it. Okay, so you do a colon and you do a quit. In order to add this, you basically go and do a qa. So press enter to continue. Right now you want to insert, if you hit on the insert key, and then you basically write butterfly something, right? This is a test text kind of this. Now if you want to save it, you just hit on escape. Okay, and then colon and then qw, so you wrote it. Okay, or wq, like this. Yeah, now you do a cat on this test.txt. If you see, now you have all those things added to your file. Okay, so that's why I like nano, because it's more simpler. So you can also use this. Now for advanced usage, you can people use vi, but it's up to you. The more you comfortable, you should feel comfortable with that editor, and then you can use it, right? So that was the viewing and editing of the file. Now let's move to the checking the system information in your Linux OS. Now the first thing you want to see, for example, is you want to check the disk space usage. You have command df-h. So this will give you the usage as per your uh, partitions. Okay, so that there you have. Now you can see the memory usage you want to see. You can see by typing free h. Okay, and I'll go back to this. Now you can see that this is the total memory you have allocated, and then you have free 5.6 gigs, right? So this is one thing. And if you want to see all the processes, you can type the top command, and you can see all the processes including the user and the process id. Now you want to kill some process here, you can just type kill and the process id, kill, and then 29 or 445, right? So control c to exit out of this. Okay, so that was the checking your system information. Right now let's move on to another part, which is the user information management. Now as you can see, now if you see, um, if you want to see who are you basically, so there's a command who am I, and it will see your ubuntu, you're the ubuntu user, right? You can have multiple users inside the ubuntu system or linux system, exactly same as you can have the windows. Okay, so how do you do add new users? You do sudo. Now sudo is something else. Now you might have a user with a limited permission, and maybe that user does not have the permission to update your system or install some os, right? You have in windows also administrator user and the local guest user. So in order to run a command that needs higher privilege, you do a sudo, and then you can specify the name of the what do you say, the username, sudo and then the username. Or you can just say sudo su means super user, that means you are the root user. Now as you can see, uh, as I enter the password, the prompt from ubuntu will change to root. Okay, now let me enter the command. Now you can see I'm root. Okay, I have more what do you say, privilege. Now I have the king kong access to the system, I can do anything here, right? Okay, you can have the who am I to check if what user you are logged in as, and you know the pwd obviously, and you can do an exit to exit from the root user to back to the normal user. And when you say who am I this time, it will show you are the ubuntu user. Okay, now then you also have the file permissions command. Like every file in linux has three types of permission. You have read, write, and execute. These permissions are assigned to three groups: the owner, the group, and the others. Okay, now if you want to see that, I showed you already ls -l, you can see all these things, right? You have d as the directory, then you have the read, write, right? Read, write, like this. and then you have the execute command, level. Okay, and then you can see the user here in the group as well. So this is how you have. Now if you want to what do you say, change the file permission, you can use change chmod command, and then you can specify the level. If for example you want to use, you want to see something about the chmod, you have the man. Okay, man is a manual command. You want to see something about that particular command, you can type man and that command, and it will give you the whole description and how to use that command. Okay, you can learn Linux by using Linux, as you see. But yeah, that's how you basically do it. Now you will see the arguments, the options that you have on command command, and basically now manual page chmod line. Okay, you have 122 lines. You can press q to quit, like this. Again, you want to go, you have everything here, right? So chmod is where your change mod or chmod, whatever you want to call it, that's how you change the permission on the file. Okay, now next is, I'll hit q. Now you have the what do you say, the managing services and processes. How do you do it? Okay, you have the system D. Okay, most modern Linux systems use the system D to manage services. For example, you can use system ctl, and then you can say status. Okay, hit enter, and you can see this is the giving the status of the virtual machine, or the Ubuntu virtual machine. State is running, jobs, or everything about the virtual machine. You can see all these services. What is the status of the services? Is the daemon running, yes or no, right? So if you want to see all those services status, everything, you can type systemctl. Or if you are running an nginx what do you say, nginx service, right, you can just say systemctl. You can have the status and then the service name. Okay, say what, nginx. I'm not basically running nginx. Okay, so you can see, or we can say what, I am running basically status sshd. This is what I'm running, and I can see that this is actively running, so I can ssh to my system from outside. Okay, now you can start or stop a particular service. How do you do that? You just type system ctl, and then you say either start and then the service name, or stop and then the service name. Okay, so you can do that. Okay, you can enable or after stopping you can enable or disable as well. Enable, I think disable is also there. Yeah, disable. So you can enable, disable as well, any service. So that is the system D, right? Then you have the process management, right? Okay, you can have the ps command, or you can have the top command, as I've already shown you. You can use the top command to check these, right? And then you want to kill that process, you have to say kill, and then the PID, process ID, basically do it, right? Let's say 23, kill it. Okay, so that's how you kill the processes. Now that's about managing services and processes. Now let's come back to, or head back to the other part, which is the installation and updating of the software. Every OS needs upgrades and updating of the software, right? So in this Ubuntu, you basically are running the Debian based distro. Okay, and you basically update your package lists with the sudo apt update, and upgrade all packages with sudo apt upgrade. So first you what do, you do sudo apt update. Okay, this connects to the internet, and obviously it will pull the files from the servers. As you can see, all these servers are there, right? Once it pulls it, then you have to basically do the upgrade, same sudo apt upgrade. Okay, done. Now you do a sudo apt upgrade here, and it'll upgrade the system. Now then to install a new package, you basically do a sudo apt install and the package name. Okay, sudo apt install and then the package name. For example, you want to install, say, if config, fine. right? You can do that. um, or you have the IP adder, I think. No, so you should have the so I don't have this basically, or I mean, you could find some application that you want to install name. Okay. uh, for the Red Hat based distros like the CentOS, you have the sudo yum update. Instead of apt, you have the sudo yum update. It will not uh, run here. Okay, this is a Debian base, so you are doing sudo apt. And then if it's a Red Hat based distro like CentOS, you do sudo yum update, sudo yum upgrade, and sudo yum install the package name. Okay, so this is about installing and updating the software. Next is the networking. How do you basically check the IP addresses? Okay, so two things are there. You have the IP adder command, IP space adder. This will give you the idea or the information about the IP address on your or all the addresses basically on your interfaces, right? Or you have the if config, which is your universal command. You know all this, right? So you can use these two commands, okay, to check the IP config. Now you can do a test, right? You can ping some remote address to just test the connectivity. You can do that. You can also do a ping to a domain if you have the DNS set, right? Like this, you can do this. So ping is a good tool to test the reachability. You also have the trace route here. In order to trace a route to a particular destination, you can do what do you say, uh, like this. So yeah, there you have the option to install a new package, right? So it's clearly mentioning you how to install sudo apt install and the uh, this name of the application. I'll copy, so I'll paste it, and let's say I'll install traceroute. Great, it was not working. Now after installing the traceroute package, I will be able to do the traceroute. So let's hit this. I can do a traceroute. I can see how many hops I have to cross to reach my final destination, right? Now you can edit your network configurations through this. You basically have to go to, now you can cat it first of all to see what are the configurations, right? It is etc network, and then you have the interfaces like this. So I think let's do a cd to basically the HC, and then you have the network. Okay, then you have the interfaces. I am not able to go into. Okay, let's say I'll go here and do an ls. You can go like this, right? So you don't have the interfaces here. I mean, you have to specify the interfaces basically. Okay, let's cat uh, some. Okay, I cannot. This is a directory basically. So let's do a cd to if or without the slash if down, and then let's go here and now do a ls. Okay, I have the open VPN and this ls hyphen l. So you know all these commands right now. I see these two files here, so I'll do a cat on then on the open VPN. Okay, I can see the files here, right? Now if you want to do some changes here, you can do the change by editing this. Now how we will edit this, you know the tool which is nano, right? Nano open VPN, and then you edit the file, right? If config, all these are comments. You can see this is for comments spawn sign, then you can, I mean, you can edit whatever you want. Control X to exit. So that is uh, the editing of the network configurations, right? And you can also have another one which is, so let me go back. Basically if I do a pwd, let me see where I am, ubuntu, and who am I am the ubuntu user. You also have nmcli. If let's see if that works. I don't think, yeah, it's working, and you can see it's giving you the details of the interface, right? Connected to the wired connection, you can get this. You have the DNS configurations. So you have this command also, nmci cli device show, right? You do this and you can see all the details. I mean, that's great. You can also do a man on this if you want to learn more, nmcli, and then you can just go through all the details, what options you have for using nmcli, all these things, right? So man command is also a good resource to learn linux. Okay, that was the network essentials. Let's move on quickly to the monitoring and log. Now, the logs, right? Finally, as a Linux admin, monitoring and logs will be your go-to for identifying and solving problems. Now, first thing is the logs. Where you will find the logs? Logs are usually stored in var/log. For example, system logs can be viewed using cat var/logs/sys log. Okay, so you'll do cat. You have the var, then you have the log, and then you have the syslog. Okay, this is where you have the system logs. Okay, cat, you know, to view the cat, to view a file you do cat, right? Now here the less command will work. So for example, because the output is so long that it doesn't fit in one page, so we'll do a less, and then you say the var log, and then the syslog, right? Now you can see that it's coming page by page. If I hit space, it will go next, next, like this, right? If I hit enter, line by line. Okay, so this is where you can utilize the less command, right? So this is the system logs, right? Or you want the in other distros you might have the instead of the syslog you will have messages. So let's say I quit q, you have to press and it'll quit. Instead of this, you might have in other distros like the CentOS or Fedora, you might have messages like in Ubuntu. In the Debian based, you have syslog. Okay, so that is one thing you can learn. Now, on the other hand, if you want to monitor, as you know, if you want to monitor your system itself, you do a top command, or you also have htop. Okay, for live monitoring. Now again, you can see it does not consist of this. You can just go and install it. Let's go ahead and do that. Hit enter, and there you go. It's installing the htop. Now we can do a htop. It's working fine, right? You can see all the processes, who is the user, the process id, how much cpu it's using, how much memory it's using, time, and the command as well. So this is a better what do you say, graphical representation as compared to only top. Now if you want to basically quit, I think q would work, and if you see the top is slight different, right? It depends what you want to use. So this is monitoring and the log management. uh, I mean, quickly I've covered this now, and couple of more commands I want to tell you. Apart from this, you have the you have seen the cat, you have seen the less, nano, touch you have seen, right? You have top, you have htop, you have df -h. Another command would be if you want to see the kernel, right? You will use the command uname, basically uname, and then -r. So it will show you the kernel version, right? So this is one command that I what do you say, skipped. Now you saw the ping, you saw there's another command that is mostly used is the curl. If you want the what do you say, fetch the data from a url, you can do that, www, let's say .zbnetworks.com, and you can fetch. Okay, again you don't have the curl installed. Let's go ahead and install the curl, uh, because this is a new VM, so I don't have all these installed. So yes, I will hit on yes, and it will go ahead and install the packages on my Ubuntu system, and then we can go ahead and try the curl. Okay, so if you want to request the data from a URL, you can do. So you can see it's fetch, it has fetched the body, right? So you can do this for testing and all. Now also you can do a find or a grep, right? If you want to find something slash, so let's say I want to go to slash what, etc, then I want to go okay, there are so many possibilities. With the tab you can always take help, and then you have the Okay, let's go here and I'll do a ls, so I can see a lot of files here, right? Now if I want to find issue, right, let's say I want to find issue, and I'll say find, and then the package or the file name, uh, let's say find name with this syntax. I should be able to find, no, I should be able to find like dash etc, and then I will be should be able to say uh, name, and then I should have the this is basically the permission. I think I need to do a sudo because I'm inside the what do you say, okay, let's do a sudo first. Okay, I'm inside now, I'm the root, so this is where you need to sometimes switch to another user to basically uh, execute a command, right? So I'll do a find here. I'm inside etc, right? Find hyphen name, and then I'll say issue. Hope I have the okay, fine, fine. I can see that this is there, right? You can see that dot slash issue is there. I mean, the file is there. It is. So I can see the file basically here. This one. Okay. So if you want to say cat, I can directly say issue. Okay. So this is how you find something inside a folder. Now let's say you want to find something, some term inside a file, right? So for example, I have done a cat for this issue. I find this is the text inside that. Let's find something else which has a lot more data inside it. For example, we have the var log and syslog, right? So we'll do a cd here, and I'll check the pwd. Now I'll move to cd, or I can do let's first of all do a cat of the var log system. Okay, I can find a lot of things here. Now let's say I want to find the window keyword. Okay, so you do a grep on this. Okay, there's a command called grep hyphen r, search the term, right, this one. So I'll say I want the window. This is not, that was in my clipboard. So I can say I want to find window, and then the directory name. Okay, then you have the directory name, like what was that, var, then you have log, okay, and then you have syslog. So inside this I want to find it. So you can see it has found so many times the keyword window. Okay, so this was the command that I executed. I can see so many times the window appears in this syslog. Okay, so this is how you basically find the keyword or a word inside a text file or some file using the grep. So hope that is understood. Even I mean, I told you about the processes, the ps, the kill, and the top htop command. You can compress also, which is tar command, or also you can do using a gzip or gunzip. For example, you want to let's say I am trying to go to cd, and if I see I'm in root, let's go ahead and go to ubuntu and do a cd and ls. I should see all this. So now I have the video.txt file. I don't know what was there inside this. Let's check. Nothing is there, so let's say I'll add something, nano video videos.txt. This is a test file, test 1, test 2, like this. You'll just randomly put something, control o, hit enter. So I've saved it, control x, come out. If you do a cat videos.txt, sorry, videos.txt, you'll find this. Now let's say I want to zip this file. So first thing, you can use the gzip command. I think it's not available there, we'll install it. But gzip is one thing that you can use, videos .txt, enter, and okay, so I'll do a ls now. I think it's there, yeah. So I have zipped this file. Okay, now you want to unzip this file, you do a I think the decompass is basically gun zip. Okay, gun zip, then you do the videos and then do this and do the ls. Now you have unzipped the file. So this is how you can use. You can also use the tar basically, but that is a bit advanced, but this is just a simple thing. And also I've told you the man command, right? Man, and you do I think that was zip, gzip, right? Gzip, you can see everything about the particular command, right? So um, now at the end I would say that's a wrap on this Linux admin course. We have covered a lot. I think the essential skills you need to manage the users, permissions, services, networking, and more. Now remember, mastering the Linux is all about practice. Okay, so fire up a Linux virtual machine or cloud instance and start using these commands daily. Now if you found this crash course helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future tutorials. Thanks for watching and happy administering. Bye bye. See you in my next video.